Here we go, man. Here we go. Another case where we have a biker arrested for all kinds of things, and his colors displayed before everyone. And it looks like his motorcycle club has been caught doing something horrible, and of course that's how it's played up and everything. But we have a question. Is it a because you're gonna hear this in this story, gang, thrown all over the place. And the real question is it a biker gang selling drugs, or is it a individual who just so happens to belong to a motorcycle club selling drugs or being accused of it or something like that? Of course, we will break it down for you. Black Dragon Late Night will be doing that right after this brief introduction. So hang in there and stay with us. We'll be right back. Howdy, folks. Howdy. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. We would absolutely appreciate that. During this interview or during this show, you can support the channel by sending your contribution to $Biker Prez, Prez, or you can use the super chat or something like that. You can always recognize the truth when you hear it because the truth has a ring of familiarity to it. Let's get on into this. So, as you could see from the as you can see from the title, here we go again. Sheriff says, can't speak. Sheriff says Wheels of Soul gang member, motorcycle gang member, had 400 plus grams of fentanyl heroin mix. So as we can see, they get right off to a good start with this here. A couple of different articles. Isle of Wight drug raid leads to the arrest of a high-ranking gang member, sheriff says. On this one, sheriff says Wheels of Soul motorcycle gang member had 400 plus grams of heroin mix. We're going to get right into the story. First, we'll play this video, and then I'll move forward with my comments. Here we go. Action.
New tonight, Isle of Wight deputies say they arrested a motorcycle gang member for allegedly distributing fentanyl. Deputies say Demetris Daniels is the sergeant-at-arms for the Wheels of Soul gang. Deputies arrested him after executing several search warrants at a home on Holly Run Drive in Carrsville. Daniel lives in the homes of another Wheels of Soul member, Ronald Matthews. Matthews is currently in federal prison on gun charges. The Isle of Wight gang unit arrested him in 2021, and Matthews' conviction led authorities to Daniels. The 400 grams of fentanyl seized has a street value of $80,000. Daniels also faces a gun charge. Virginia State Police, Virginia Beach Police, and the ATF all helped in the search warrants.
Okay, so got that done and almost got out of it without a commercial. So interesting here. As we look into the story, let's look at both of these stories at the same time, kind of compare and contrast them. A drug bust in Isle of Wight County led to the arrest of a high-ranking member of the Wheels of Soul motorcycle. We like to say motorcycle club, but they say motorcycle gang, and there's a reason that they use this word. We're going to look at it and see this a little bit later in the show. So don't forget that. So the Isle of Wight Sheriff's Office said Demetris Daniels was arrested after deputies served multiple search warrants. An initial warrant was for the distribution of narcotics, which was interesting because they said, well, let me get into that in just a second. So, describing these searches, investigators say they found criminal gang paraphernalia. Criminal gang paraphernalia. So, I guess they're talking about, for my viewing audience, I have the arrest picture up here, or the this is the picture they always use in every motorcycle club, no matter where you are across the country, whenever they have this big arrest. So they have the Wheels of Soul cut here with the state on it. They've got a helmet with the 1% diamond, and then they have all these guns. Um, and then it looks like they have stacks of money, and then they have magazines, and then they have bullets, and not necessarily are any of these guns particularly illegal. There's an AK-47 and several variants of looks like AR-15s. That looks like maybe a hunting rifle, a Remington, maybe it's a shotgun or something. But not is it necessarily that any of these guns are particularly illegal in and of themselves. But they always stack this up and they say illegal gang paraphernalia. And I don't know what gang paraphernalia particularly is, since guns are not necessarily gang paraphernalia. Maybe it's the colors. It's got to be the colors. So, um, are colors illegal? We found out in the case against the Mongols that colors are not like illegal. So I'm not sure what the uh, investigators said they found. I don't know. Okay, it's not illegal, but it's criminal gang paraphernalia. So I don't know exactly what that is, unless up here the only so-called gang paraphernalia would be the cut and maybe the helmet with the diamond in it. Everything else looks like, and I don't. This must be the drugs up here. The case of the sacks of drugs or whatever the case may be. So anyway, deputies seized more than 400 grams of fentanyl heroin mix with a street value of about $80,000, in addition to other narcotics, ammunition, firearms, all displayed here on this table. And so the only thing that the criminal gang paraphernalia could be, I guess, would be the cut. So Daniels was arrested on Friday, June 16th, on his home in the 3000 block of Holly Run Road. Daniels is the MC Sergeant at Arms of the Wheels of Soul. So this is interesting because he could also be the janitor of Hollybrook High School. So they didn't put that in here. Or he could be a member of the he could be a deacon for the Greater Atlanta Baptist Church. They didn't put that in there. He also could be a resident of the Oak Brook Housing Authority. They didn't put that in there. But you know, the the thought that he's the sergeant at arms for the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club is put there to show a tie into the MC and the so-called or the alleged dope dealing. But does the article say that? Does the sheriff say that? Does the sheriff say, yeah, he was a sergeant at arms of the club, and they were over there. They were all over there dealing dope. Does he say that? I just want to look for that in the article as we're reading. I want to see. Not only was he the sergeant at arms, but they were all over there, doing that thing. And if I don't see that, then I'm just, I'm a little bit worried about why we're not seeing that. So Daniels is the MC Sergeant at Arms. MC stands for Motorcycle Club. Sergeant at Arms for the Wheels of Soul, according to the sheriff's office. He allegedly lives in the same house as Ronald Matthews, who is in federal prison on a gun-related charge stemming from an arrest in 2021. Where is that arrest in 2021? Is this it? Yeah. So this was the arrest in 2021. This is what they said back in 2021 about Ronald Matthews that was arrested in the same place. I think we did this video then. Hopefully this plays without a commercial. Let's see what happens.
All new at 4, Isle of Wight County deputies say that they got a major gang member off the streets. Police say they pulled over Ronald Matthews yesterday morning on Holly Run Drive. They say they found illegal drugs, weapons, and stolen goods on him. Deputies say Matthews is the highest-ranking member of the Wheels of Soul outlaw motorcycle gang. Right now, he is at the Western Tidewater Regional Jail without bond.
Yeah, but the Wheels of Soul motorcycle gang, as they called them, uh, didn't get arrested. The only person, and then all those things that they said he was in jail for, all the things they said he was in jail for, got arrested for, the only thing he went to jail for was gun charges, they say here. Um, let's see. He, where did I see that at? Oh my goodness, have I lost already? But anyway, it said, uh, oh my goodness, well, I can't read anymore. Sergeant at Arms. Okay, yeah, here we go. Lives in the same home as Ronald Matthews, who is in federal prison on gun-related charges. But that's not in this article here. They had him all kinds of things.
Weapons and stolen goods on him. Deputies say Matthews is the highest-ranking.
Wow.
Illegal
Interesting.
drugs, weapons, and stolen.
Wow. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
They say they found illegal drugs, weapons, and stolen goods on him. Deputies say Matthews is the highest-ranking member of the Wheels of Soul.
So here it doesn't say that he went to jail for being the highest ranking member of the Wheels of Soul. He didn't go to jail for drugs or weapons. He didn't go to jail for, well, he went to jail on gun related charges and he's doing 81 months. But I just, whenever you hear all these things, when you see all these things, you're just like, wow, that guy did a lot. Only to read a year or two later and you have all the stuff that was stacked on him. He only really went to jail for these things. I'm just reading and listening to what they've written. There could be more to the story. I just don't see it. Matthew's case pointed investigators to Daniels, the sheriff's office said. So this is the second time. They said that in this video too, that one case pointed to the other. And so you wonder, well, how did that happen? They don't really go into it, but here they says Matthew's case pointed investigators to Daniels, the sheriff's office said. Daniels is charged with prohibited criminal street gang participation. Prohibited criminal street gang participation. Does that what exactly does that mean? What is that law? I mean, prohibited criminal street gang participation in Virginia. So let's go on ahead over here and look that up. Code of Virginia 18.2-46.2, prohibited criminal street gang participation penalty. A, any person who actively participates in or is a member of a criminal street gang and who knowingly and willfully participates in any predicate criminal act committed for the benefit of, at the direction of, or in association with any criminal street gang shall be guilty of a class 5 felony. So that's why they always call these clubs gangs, because you can add and stack and go on with your bad self and putting these charges down. So I guess in that they're saying that there's some kind of tie that they're going to try to make to the club. Is this because he's a sergeant at arms of the club or what the case may be? In addition to a number of other drug and gun related charges, according to a release from the WIGHT County Sheriff's Office, the sheriff's office also arrested later another person. And in this article, they were talking about at the time they were looking for the other person. So this is a different article, different place. Says he was arrested. And then comes down here and says, we're looking for this lady here, who is Haley Michelle Wright, 5'10", young lady, just 27 years old. And by the time this article came out, they had already arrested her. But what they said they were looking for her for, what this wanted poster says, is they were looking for her for being an accessory before the fact, which I guess is different from accessory after the fact. Accessory before the fact. What does that mean? I'm just curious. Never. Accessory before the fact, a person who incites or assists someone to commit a crime. Okay, so some kind of way they felt like she was in it. An accessory before the fact is a person who acts, aids, abets, or encourages another to commit a crime, but who is not present at the scene. An accessory before the fact, like an accomplice, may be held criminally liable to the same extent as the principal. So this is a person that wasn't there when whatever went down, but happens to have the poor luck of being associated with your ass. So I guess that's a charge that they could have, which may or may not stick. But I don't know. We read on here where all of this has happened. One man currently serving a 81-month sentence here. That was the guy that was arrested in 2021. Authorities say Daniels had other narcotics, guns, and ammunition in addition to the 400. Yeah, okay, we read that. And the sheriff's office, yeah, they were looking for her. Now they found her. Anyone with information, call the sheriff. It looks like somebody already did. So they've got the people over there. And as usual, they've got their colors on display and all of this. But you would think that if the club was involved, they'd have like 10 or 15, of the folks lined up and all kinds of conspiracy charges and all that. We saw that. We saw that in a club middle last week. They had all those people arrested and they had conspiracy. We read all the charges. You remember that? So when a group of people are involved, you see conspiracy charges and stuff like that. You're not seeing that here. So I'll be looking for the connection to the club. The other guy that went, the other guy was a president, and he didn't go to jail for any of that. He went to jail for some gun charges. So something to, the reason I bring this stuff up, the reason I yesterday made a correction to one of my videos is the jury pools hear this. And when the jury pools hear it, it's in like first person narrative. This guy's a gangster. He did it. He needs to go to jail forever. That's how we see that. And people, they listen to that because if the police say it, a lot of people that are citizens that have been on a jury pool. Have you ever been on a jury pool? If you haven't, you probably ain't no citizen. I've personally never been on one. Never been asked. Never been called to go sit on a jury pool. So I don't even know what that's like. I guess there's a picking system that they use to pick with. Hey, our picking system has picked you. You need to get on down here, citizen. You can imagine if you haven't been called, you ain't no citizen. Down to you. You're up out of here, bro. You non-citizen. So, yeah, those of us who are not citizens have never been called to serve our communities. But, if they call me, I'll be there as best I can. Hopefully, I won't have any preconceived notions. Oh yeah, that's a gang. I saw it on the news. That's how it works. Anyway, um, always looking at it from the biker angle. I'm just always amazed that whenever they get one of your cuts, it becomes property. I don't know if you ever even get it back. I remember I got pulled over down in Henry County. I was accused of doing like 100 and something. He said it was 128. I was slowing down. I was like, motorcycles don't go that fast. Stop that, man. Anyway, I was going to give him. Well, I started peeling I might have told the story. I started peeling my guns off and handing my guns to him because this is Georgia. You can have guns all over you. And I went to go take off my vest and hand it to him, and he said, "Oh no, put your vest in your motorcycle. You're a good guy, and put your vest in your motorcycle." Honestly speaking, if I took it, you'd probably never see it again. I thought that was just flabbergasting. I would never see it again for what reason? It hasn't done anything wrong. He didn't even. Yeah, just put it on your motorcycle, buddy. Put it in your saddlebag. You're good. We appreciate you. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, they grab those things, they keep them, and they parade them around. Did you see the one cop that got arrested for taking them home, taking one of the major top 5 clubs vests home and putting them up on his "I love me" wall and stuff? We'll probably have to revisit that article so you guys can actually see what happens to your beloved cuts as they go on people's trophy walls, on cops' trophy walls at their homes, instead of on your back where they belong. So that's why a lot of folks, whenever they get into any trouble at all, anything happens, they take their cuts off and hand them to somebody to take away or put them on their bikes and lock them up or whatever the case may be. Anyway, we'll be watching this story to see how it develops. Thanks for tuning in late night with Black Dragon Biker TV. If you want to, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow. As we said before, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. My books you can get, blackdragonsgear.com. You can order them, or you can order them on Amazon or Kindle. Prospects Bible, Public Relations Officers Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, and the President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. And you can also get Prospects Bible on Audible, wherever you get your audiobooks. Listen for our online podcast, which is sound only. You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts, Spreaker, and all of those places. Amazon podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those places, iTunes. So make sure to check us out there. Our online news magazine is bikerliberty.com. And I think that's all the things that we're doing. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is our podcast, The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. All right. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Always watch when you see these articles and things and you start reading about these clubs and they start using that gang word and they start putting the club's colors up. But there's never a tie that you can see where the club itself was actually involved. All of us can have bad people in our societies or people that do bad things or dishonest things or hustling, whatever you want to call it. That doesn't mean the club is involved. That's all I'm saying. All right. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.